Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is the second part of Age of Wonders 3, the Elven Court Let's Play, so it's like a playthrough. And in the last video that I recorded, the resolution was terrible, so I apologise about that. One of the settings I hadn't really paid attention to. So yeah, this one, you can see the resolution's much better. I'm going to just continue the campaign where we left off, and as you can see, the loading times are just really quick. There we go. I'm straight back on there. So in the last episode, we captured the. Well, we didn't capture. Sorry, this city joined us because they knew that Gamblag, the Orcish bastard, had betrayed us, and so yeah, so they've given us this city, and we've met this fair city, and they're gonna. They've asked us to clear this watchtower out, this fort. Which we're not powerful enough to do yet, so we're gonna just click to end this turn and get started on the next turn. So in this city we were building storehouses so that we could start feeding people and growing the population. So that's reduced the time that it's going to take for us to grow, and it's also going to continue to reduce that time for us to grow, so we'll grow much more quickly now. So we're currently in outpost, we've got 3 turns left. What should we build now? So I think, as I said before, with the elves, the archers are fantastic, and that's definitely their strength. We can already build archers. I could build a shooting grounds to improve their ability, so they get an extra rank when they're created. So better training, I guess. We're currently researching produce scoundrel. Well, we can't produce scoundrel until we have a rogue's palace anyway. So high elf will produce scoundrel. So let's build that one. We have the money for it. It's going to take 4 turns, and in the meantime, we'll venture forward this way because I'm not powerful enough to take that yet. And we've got that fair city there, which hopefully won't fall while I'm scouting around. Some units offer to join. Which that's fantastic. I lost the swordsman, so you know that I lost the pikeman actually in the last one. So we've got a swordsman now willing to join me, so I'm going to accept. And I'm going to move this army forward because of he's walked all the way from the city, so he can't go any further. I'm actually just going to, you know what? Actually, yeah, no, that's okay. I'll just end their turn early. We've produced, so now we're able to produce scoundrels. Cloak and dagger, this gives us a bit of extra, this gives us more casting points. I'm going to go for that. Okay, so we're kind of just going to blast through turns in the early stages. A lot less thought needs to go into it. I'm going to bypass. No, I'll take it. Okay. So this will give everybody else, everyone in the army, an extra rank, which is nice. I could have saved that for later when I've got stronger units, I suppose, but you know what? Whatever, I'm just going to do it now. So she's leveled up. She's a rogue, so all her abilities are related to roguish things. Inflict crippling wounds is a good one. All the armies get heroes in the... All the units in the heroes army get wall climbing, armor piercing. For her, I'm going to do that one. Still leaves us with 2 points to spend. I'm going to give her more health and more defense, mainly because I've got OCD. I hate that 11, I need to make it an even number. There we go, so it's 12. And we'll click to end that turn. Continue to venture up here. So we can see now that there is potentially another area here that we can have a settler. So this area is going to be good for later on to create another outpost. Hopefully nothing will come and attack me there, because I obviously didn't really think that one through. So now our village down here, thanks to in part to the storehouse, has grown. It's now it was an outpost, it's now a village. So that's great. We've still got 1 turn left there, so we'll just click to end turn. So you can zoom out to see the full map. We can see a little that indicates that we've got a quest. So it's good when you zoom out because you can get an overall view of everything. So also zooming out, we can see there's an independent army here. They are in red. They have a red banner, which means they will attack. I can reach them here. So you know what? I'm actually going to attack these before I move back south. So I'm going to head south again once these are gone. Let's do it. There's no point. Well, I don't really want to create a settler in our village yet, because when you create a settler, it reduces your population, and I really want to just keep the population growing there. So I'm not gonna run before I can walk, so to speak. I'm just gonna go a little slower. So these things, they you know, they're pretty basic. They have a basic melee attack. They also have overwhelm, so they do extra damage against pikemen and shielded units. Our swordsmen are shielded. Great, so they'll do more damage against them. So our hero at the moment is not shielded. So you know what, I'm gonna just hopefully this is not a mistake. I'm gonna move her forward so that she's here. That means that I'm gonna stick her on defense. They're gonna have to take damage off her if they choose to move forward. I am gonna put the swordsman in front of these Storm Sisters, so that if they do decide they're gonna just charge forward, they're going to take even more damage, so that's going to prevent them from doing anything silly. I'm going to move these swordsmen forward here, which means when they run past, I don't think, let's see, yeah, they have to run past one way or another, so I'm going to stick them on defense. That leaves our ranged units relatively well defended. There are no ranged penalties for these guys, so they're just going to do loads of damage. Same again here. Right, so that's one less enemy we've got to worry about. This one here might choose to go that way to attack these. I'm gonna pull forward a little bit. Yeah. I'm just gonna do damage to these ones. So they can reach, they'll just take some damage and they won't kill them. So let's just end our turn. Yeah, they did do it. Okay. So everyone, these swordsmen haven't got any experience, but they haven't done anything in this battle. She's done something, they've done something, everyone's done something. These swordsmen, when they get fair strike and inflict bleeding wounds as they get stronger, which are really great actually. So you know, I wouldn't mind getting these swordsmen leveled up really quickly as well. Because when I first started playing this game, I didn't really care about the units. I was just throwing them into the battle and they were dying, and I never even thought about the leveling them up. But you really do get rewarded for leveling them up, because they get really strong. Thank you for killing those wargs. We've been hunting them for days. Wait, aren't you Princess Sundrin? We would be honoured to join you, Your Highness. Alright, your command. So that's pretty decent. We get a couple of monster hunters. Monster hunters are pretty good because they get monster slayer and giant slayer. They get lots of slayers, which means they do 3 damage against these things. They're also regular units, which means they're just a little bit different from your standard units. They're not quite archers, they're not quite melee. They can do a bit of both, these ones specifically, but some irregular units have unique abilities. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna, let's take this watchtower so we can get a better idea of what's going on around here. Yeah, so it's pretty much a dead end, except it takes us up here, and that's looks like a bit of a dead end as well because of the mountains. So there might be something kicking around there. We'll have a little venture that way. Monster hunters. I could collect these resources now, and it'll improve this city down here. But I am actually going to bring a settler up here and start a new city, and that'd be useful for that city. So I'm just going to ignore those for now. If I do it that way, he'll walk through the production resources. So you know what, I am going to bring her back down like I said, but I'm going to go this way instead. So we can see what's over here. There might even be something down here, I'm not sure, we can check that out in a bit. So yeah, we're going to change our oh sorry, no, we just built that, didn't we? So if we look on here, we can see the scoundrel is an irregular unit as well. So sometimes you can build, depending on what you have in the vicinity, there might be some kind of unique structure that can improve the ability of irregular units or whatever, or other types of units. At the moment we don't have anything like that, I don't think. So yeah, we have a laboratory which can increase the rank of support units. If we unlock this, it gives us the succubus and the stalker. Shadow stalkers are really powerful, so we want to get those as soon as possible as well. Arena is good for infantry. Well, I just mentioned the swordsmen, who are infantry units. They get really good when they get higher ranks, so I actually wouldn't mind building that in the city as well, and building the shooting grounds and focusing on melee and archer units. That gives us more mana. A wooden wall for protection. I'm not really worried about that at the moment. We could use more protection, more production points. You can see our borders have expanded a little bit now, and we're getting the benefit of that mana node as well. Don't have anything to change that to our own yet, so. So what do I need to avoid being hesitant because it makes the video boring. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get some more archer units. So let's get the shooting grounds, and I'm gonna build a few more archer units so that we can take out that fort. We need to produce something else now. Bards are useful because they can convert people, and they're good support units for the. In fact, I think they are support. Yeah, so tier 2 units support. So they are good support units for the army. Quick dash restores 15 health plus 50% movement points for the friendly unit. That would be good to keep archers alive and things like that. I think because I am going to increase those knowledge points so that I can start. Actually, I'm going to produce the bard. So that was quick. It only took one turn to get them, and now I think I'm just going to produce a couple of extra longbow units. So look at this. It says production 80. I have 52. That's why it takes 2 turns to build them. But if I build this, it gives me an extra 10 production. It would still take 2 turns until I start getting more, maybe quarries or something, which obviously this city won't have. If it grows big enough to take in the berries here, then that increases production. Oh, I didn't even see that. I need to send somebody out for that. You know what? I'm going to build a longbow unit here. So that takes 2 turns. I'm just going to build that while we do that. So the monster hunters, they can actually, as you can see from this little logo here, they can swim. They can get across water quite quickly. So we'll move them onto the gold and quickly bring this army up to support. As long as this army is within 1 hex, they can support in battle. They can't move any further forward. The monster hunters can, but I don't want to move them too far. Why do I have a feeling there's something through these trees? I'm probably wrong. Just going to finish their turn. Yep, so we'll click that turn. Monster hunters, we can click on this and we can see that they have forestry. So they actually move through trees quite well. Not all of our units can do that, I don't think. Although they're elves, so they probably can. Let's move these forward. Yeah, I think I'm wasting movement points here. I don't think I see anything over there at all. So let's bring these guys. How far can they wander down? Yeah, far enough. So I'm going to bring these guys back down. And then bring these guys down to support. Just in case something runs out of the trees to attack me. Don't think, I don't know if there's anything down there. I think I'm going to give it a miss, and I can scout down there later when we don't have enemies nearby. Let's click on 10. So we've got that unit now. I don't really need to move her out, that longbow unit, because I'm going to be heading this way anyway. The monster hunters, I'm just going to bring them over towards the city. You're probably watching this thinking there's a million things that you'd do differently. I suppose that's one of the good things about these videos. They either give you ideas, or you can give the person who's making a video some useful information. The city's already relatively happy, I think. They're not unhappy, so I'm going to go for the laboratory, and it'll increase our research points, which makes this go a lot quicker. This longbow unit, we've been up there, and I don't think there was anything else to see up there. So we're gonna all head east and finally complete this quest and get this city within our control. So monster hunter units, they can't move any further, they can't move, so I'm just gonna join them. I don't know whether that was a good move, but either way, yep, so we're gonna finish that. We need to build something else in this city now. So we've got scoundrels, irregular units, they've got strong crossbow ability and melee strike. They can also sabotage. Do they have anything that can attack? So they can wall climb as well, and we're about to take on a fort. So you know what, I'm going to build a scoundrel as well. Alright, so we'll start moving forward. Again, you know, it's going to mean leaving... well, can they wall climb? No. But still, they do have many different Slayer. I believe they have Orc Slayer. No, they're monster hunters, so... Anyway, I think I will leave, actually, even though the longbow unit's really good, I think I will leave it in the city. Just, it's nice to have a garrison. We'll camp him there. Let's look at building a structure now, because we haven't done anything structurally for a while. Observatory will expand our border by 1 more hex. That'll... No, if we build stone walls and an observatory, we will have that in our domain, and it'll give us more knowledge. So maybe I could focus on doing that, and it will increase the defensiveness of the city as well. I also want to build a siege work because it gives me more production points. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build an observatory because it will increase our knowledge and expand our domain, and I have the money for it, so why not? Move these guys forward. Pull these guys up as well. Let's finally actually do something, shall we? Because I'm a bit worried. You know what I've just realised, which is ridiculous, obviously, is that I'm only going to be able to attack this fort with 1 army anyway, unless... Can they go to the mountains? We'll find out. No, I think we can get to the mountains actually. Yeah, something tells me that's not going to go well. Right, you know what I'm going to do? They're not going to attack from the fort because it means they'll lose the benefit of their fort unless they just send 1 unit out, which they might do actually. I'm going to pull this army forward, and then I'm going to be able to do that next go, but not this go, so I'm just going to camp them out there. So this is an Empire upgrade, and it, again, so this is a good thing because it improves our irregular and infantry units. Special training for assassin by assassins is now also given to irregular units and infantry units and enable them to backstab. So that's great because we have infantry units like the swordsmen who are already going to be pretty powerful, so if they can also backstab, and our regular units that we're creating now as well, we want them to be able to do that. So I'm going to do that actually. Oh, what's this? They're bringing another unit through, so I need to attack this as quickly as possible. So that's grown from a village to a town. So that's great. That means that when this observatory finishes, I don't even need walls, but I will build them. But I'll get that in my domain. Right, let's click through and turn and see what happens here. So our monster hunter unit, I should say, I'm going to bring them forward. A quick save, because I always do. Very likely victory. I could auto resolve this and I probably wouldn't lose anybody, but you know, where's the fun in that? So yeah, the martyr, or the exalted, which one is it? Yeah, the martyr, they are absorbing their pain, so they're going to probably stay nice and well defended while they take less damage. Absorbing pain, so damage is reduced by 35% and it gets applied to them instead, so they're probably going to stay nice and safe behind the wall. Only thing is I have monster hunters which can actually bypass walls now. So this thing over here, or these things I should say, they're flying units. I don't have any pikemen, which I'm good at about, because actually pikemen would be good against those flying units, especially if they have pike square or shield square, whatever it's called. Let's move. They do have a couple of ranged units, I think. Oh, I thought they had ranged. yeah, spearmen, so they can actually throw javelins off the wall. And there's no one over there, so they're going to move over here. So let's... yeah, we have these ones. So we have our scoundrel and our monster hunter units. So let's build a little bit of a... let's put them in formation. And we'll move them forward a little bit. Meanwhile, over here, I'll put my swordsman up front. Let's close the... let's tighten them up a little bit. Longbowman I'm going to keep behind. And let's stick our hero. They haven't got they haven't got any AoE damage or anything, so I don't think I'm worried too much about that at the moment. Although we are in the enemy's domain, he might have some kind of AoE spell. I don't think so though. We'll find out, won't we? Alright, let's just see what happens for this guy. Alright, okay. So they have throw javelin as well. Let's get our archer units in range, and we'll get we'll move these in just to put some pressure on this side, so that hopefully that flying unit won't just fly behind and destroy all of our ranged units. I don't... did we say the scoundrel has wall climbing? Yeah, it does. Oh, well, I wasn't confused, was I? The monster hunter also has wall climbing, doesn't it? Yeah, I was confused. So actually the monster hunter is just going to go and hammer at this gate, but the scoundrel is going to push forward and do some wall climbing. I'm going to pull... so this flying unit can reach her now, but it wouldn't be able to reach the initiates. So I don't mind putting her on defense. The flying unit can also reach these front forward ones, but they can't reach these ones at the back. I'm going to just hammer away at these ranged units on the wall. Once these are dead, it means that these will take more damage as well. At least that's the plan. So let's see what he does this time anyway. Now they're out of the wall, I'm just going to bring the monster hunters around as far as I can get them. Scoundrel, they're still going to scale the wall because they're going to go and take care of these guys. So now these are a pretty big threat. So let's try and let's see if we can get rid of these. Okay, so now we can actually maybe do some proper damage. I should have done that first, obviously. These these guys are great swords, so they have overwhelm. They're going to do far more damage to these swordsmen than they're going to do back. They don't have any particular vulnerability there. I can cure them. I think what I'll do is... oh, what am I doing? No, undo that. Move her forward. Now this guy's going to have to attack her or take flank attacks. So he's going to... in order to get to my more vulnerable units, this guy's going to have to take a couple of... couple of attacks. What should I do? I'm just going to put her on defense. Move him up. He won't die, and it'll soak up some of his movement, so you know what, I'm going to attack. Yeah, so that was a mistake. Anyone else able to do anything? No. So this swordsman's going to die. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to take her off defense and I'm going to heal him. Let's just see. He could potentially... Oh, he's going to take damage. Let's just see. So he took a lot of damage to do that, and he's not going to kill anyone, so I think we're alright. But is the scoundrel alright? I could sprint and then do a flank attack. I don't need to sprint actually, I don't think. Yeah, because I do have to. So, because I sprinted, I didn't take any damage there. I could do 2 lots of damage. He's gonna die. Yeah, I'm losing a monster on the, I reckon. Hey, what am I talking about? He's a scoundrel. These guys are gonna do 11. Yeah, so I'm fairly sure I'm gonna lose this one. There's probably something I could do there to prevent that from happening. Maybe you can tell me that in the comments. I'm not that careful when it comes to stuff like this. Alright, I'm going to bring her down. She's going to finish off this guy. This guy is expert, but this one is only a trooper, so I'm going to let him... And let's see if we can just break down these gates and get to this one. I'll do 16 damage. Yeah, ultimately the hero will probably do more damage. Later on, I don't think you do with a rogue, but later on you can get spells which will protect this guy. Like if you've got a sorcerer, you can cast like Sphere of Protection, which is useful. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to prevent that, I don't think. Oh, you can climb a wall, and they're not going to be able to do anything about it, so... Yeah, I didn't even think, maybe, yeah, everyone's got wall climbing abilities because it's a rogue, I guess. Or whatever. You can click on this, wall climbing, and then it tells you it's infantry. In the brackets there it says infantry, so I guess high up infantry can climb walls, or maybe it's to do with the fact that she's a rogue. Which is more likely. Okay, so the monster, we're going to lose the scoundrel now, I think. Or I might get lucky. Yeah, I did get lucky. What am I doing? That's the swordsman. Jesus, pay more attention. So, swordsman. And then we're gonna put him... I wouldn't mind putting him miles away actually. Let's get him as far away as possible. They still could technically get... If I put them up here and turn them to face and then put defense, that should be fine. Yeah, longbowmen of course can't go in the walls, but I don't think we've got anything to worry about now. I think we've pretty much finished this. And just in case this is boring anyone, I'm gonna I'm just gonna finish the turn. And we'll just put that in fast speed. Nice one. Wasn't the most difficult battle in the world, but I still struggled, didn't I? Thank you for capturing that dreary castle. You know, fairies have a strong connection with the supernatural. We feel something really wrong here. Some kind of corruption is tainting Gamblag in the pool. We'll join with you to help remove it. So I lost a scoundrel. Did I? Whatever. So a few weeks ago, Gamblag built a castle in the north to close off the bridge to all visitors. Now we don't get any gifts from passing travellers hoping to see a fairy anymore. The castle must be brought down. It's too close to us, and nasty sounds emerge from it at night. It disturbs us. I'm sure that would be much more immersive if I said that in a squeaky female voice, but that's not going to happen. So now we've got an extension to our domain around here. We have a fae dwelling. so we can start creating toadstool fairies and nymphs and things like that. I like the what are they called? Blood. What are they? The purple fairies. They're pretty strong. I can't remember what they're called now. Nightshade fairies. So I have enough money, so we could start working on that. These fairies can scout really well because they float. So they're very good scouts. I'm going to give them these here fairies just so they can have a little venture down here and see what we got. I can see production resources down there, so that can but I also see that this area, let's see. Sundrin, good, you are still alive. My name is Reskar. I was part of the council. Thanos told me you were here. Please, Gamblag has gone mad. Can you offer shelter to these refugees and help them flee when Gamblag raised their cities? I thank you for helping them. Can you tell me what happened? Do you know what happened with Thanos? Do you have any information that could aid me? I don't know much, I'm afraid. It happened when I was away. They said there had been a fight, but I saw Thanos had wounds in his back. Things moved fast. As if prepared, Gamblag has switched sides to the Commonwealth and had his troops raise the high elf cities. They tried to stop me from leaving, but I fought my way out. I know that isn't what you hoped for. I'm convinced Thanos was innocent. He was kind, gentle, the only one who treated me with respect. He alone voted in favour of allowing me to submerge the Radiant Egg, a sacred artifact of my people, in the pool of origins. I would be honoured to help his sister in any way I can, and join forces with you. Thank you, you're welcome. Okay, so now we have a new hero character. There he is, and that's Reskar, so he's a druid. And the great thing is, even though we're playing as a rogue, we're playing the rogue campaign, you know, the next map that we play on, so the next stage of our story, Reskar will actually be the leader, so we'll be using druid powers, so it's good because it does vary these things up. We have a settler, and we also have an area here which looks like it would be ideal to settle. We have production, we have knowledge, gold, and mana, and more production, so this would be a pretty decent area. So Eldaste, these are all refugee camps, so I'll just take them. We're also going to create a settler later on, obviously. Yeah, let's just put it there. Okay, and this is a pretty decent Draconian army, so we'll just stick them there, and that's going to be the garrison for that city when it's created. We've got some independents which are non-violent, same as them, so I'll take them out. I'll take them out with this army. These fairies are better on, they don't like underground caves and stuff like that, so I'm not going to send them down there. They're quite happy in fertile plains. High elves are not really a big fan of that either. What's this up here? So we have something up here, I think. The army's pretty damaged, everyone needs healing and stuff, so actually I'm going to bring these up a little bit just so I can see. I thought that was something, but it's nothing. So we'll just bring them back, and we'll let them heal in the fort for a turn. These monster hunters, we're bound to find some kind of monsters in the caves, so we'll just stick them there until all the armies are feeling better. Over here we're still building our observatory. We're going to build there, so let's see, building an outpost. The high elf settler can build a city, so we're going to do that now. He must survive, we need to sort out that leads us into the underground. And these fairies, I'm going to use them to scout these little areas. So yeah, we said we need production, so I'm going to send them down there to collect that. So now we have that, which increases our knowledge, so it's 71, so we're going to be researching things a lot more quickly. Let's send her down. Oh great, so that's, we needed it, I suppose. I was hoping it would, I guess that city's a little closer. So over here, we're going to build the Builder's Hall first. I always do, just because it increases production and everything else gets built a little quicker, a little more quickly. Let's send the ferries back up. Right. We've finished building the observatory. We could get some Union Guard, which are the pikemen of the Elven army. Shadow Stalker, which produce Shadow Stalker. Well, if we come off that for a second. We've got 2 more turns to build that. I need to get the assassins, then the succubus, and then the Shadow Stalker. So we've got to wait before I can do that anyway. So I'm actually not going to build the next one of that just yet. Let's build a war hall. This city is going to be very general. It's not going to be able to build any particular unit very well. So it's going to be very general. I'm just going to build them. I've only got 95 actually. So you know what? I'm going to leave that just to build to produce merchandise. So we can keep trying to increase our gold income. Right. Let's quick save and let's fight this one. Let's clear out this so we get more gold, because we need more gold and more combat. So now we're fighting goblins. They're going to come at us with blighted weapons. You can see that these goblins stink, so they're going to disgust anybody that they stand near, which reduces happiness. So let's see, we've got the charger. So he is the, I guess, yeah, so he's a pikeman, but he also flies. He's got lesser flying, which means he flies on this tactical map, but not in the strategic map. Pike Square, that's not going to be useful to anybody at the moment. He gets first strike. This is the type of unit that's going to be great to just push forward. Hence charger, I guess. We're just going to push him forward and get as close as we can. Does he also have overwhelm? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have overwhelm, but it doesn't matter. He's still probably going to be pretty stronger than this goblin marauder. So let's do that then. Let's push these forward. Also, these charges later on, fire protection, armor piercing, pretty useful. So so we've got a crusher. Now he's got overwhelm. So really, we want to be sending him with the shielded units. So we're going to get him over this side and get these guys over here. These are our weaker units. So we've got this one, Dragon Ancestry, bestows high morale plus 40% fire protection. Also Fire Strike. Yeah. So these ones, they don't have Fire Strike or anything like that, but we are going to be pushing them right up close to the enemy. So let's just get that put on there. What kind of spells does he have? Yeah, not bad. Just strike from artillery enemies, which we don't have at the moment. That Blight Doctor is going to be the biggest problem, because I think he's going to weaken somebody, and it gives them, 60% weakness to Blight. When combined to strong Blight attacks, it's not going to be good. Anyway, let's just let them see if they move towards me at all. No, they won't. So this guy is going to come around here. He's going to be moving on the shielded units. Let's see if I can do some damage from range, just to try and bring down that Blight Doctor. They're goblins, so they don't have a lot of health. So if I can try and bring these guys down from range, that would be good. Let's bring these flamers up, because they do a lot of AoE fire damage. They're close enough that they're probably going to want to move in and start firing. They're close enough to weaken somebody. I don't think that does 8 points of fire damage. He's got 14, so it's not going to kill him. What do you know? Yeah, so he can literally get over there and right. Let's just do that. It's a risk. It's a big risk. Actually, no, I don't want to do this go, because that might end up leaving him in a very dangerous position. Especially when these guys can't go up and support. I don't think they're going to be able to do enough damage to kill them at this range. So I'll get a fire attack in. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to send him up and just like literally just... Because it will kill him. But it'll just leave him very vulnerable. No, he's not strong enough. I think I'm just going to leave him there for now. As for our hero, yeah, he's already done something. Let's just click it off and see what happens here. We can... Look at that damage. Right, there's no reason why I wouldn't just go in, so I'm just going to fly him over here. Maybe I should have done that last goal and was. Right, I've got Overwhelm on this, so they should do pretty well against these swordsmen. Flame. Something reaches all, I think. Okay, so we'll do that now. And again. So at least I don't have to worry too much moving forward. And then I can just move him up and get the final attack, and then I guess everybody's had a go. Took some damage. But at least now our gold has increased. I think it was 24 before, now it's 34. Plus we got immediate gain. Yeah, so it was 24 to 34. And there we go. Alright, I'm just going to have them in there to heal. These fairies are going to head back up to the fair just as a garrison, and I'm going to, that's going a little garrison in there, and then I'm going to move them underground. But for now I'm going to finish this video, so thanks a lot for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks.